Hello everyone, I'm Lee Campbell and I'm a filmmaker from London. Thank you so much Monologues International Film Festival for selecting my film, Press Eject. This is the second year that I've been selected. Last year my film Nice Cup of Tea was selected, so thank you so much again and I'm really looking forward to the experience. My film, Press Eject, has a very long history, and you could say that it's had a production of around 15 years in the making. The reason I say that, the drawings that you see throughout the film, I made many years ago in 2010, and they are hand drawn pencil drawings when I went to I went to a collection point of artworks. I think it was actually drawings, although I say paintings in the film. They were drawings, I think. And it was a collection point for rejected drawings in a competition. And I went along to give my friend some support as she collected her rejected drawing. And at the time, I didn't quite know why I was doing the drawings in the first place. But I just had this need to want to document it. And I guess we've all been there. I'm also an artist and, entered my work, my films, my paintings, drawings, various artworks and videos, etc. over the years into various competitions. And it's quite, it's quite downheartening when your work is rejected. But that idea of rejection actually does, it's formed a theme within quite a lot of my poems. Sort of the ideas about rejection within the gay male community and in terms of body, and how I felt very rejected when I first came to London, because I sort of didn't feel comfortable in certain spaces which, I think the sort of default was to have a very muscular, macho body, and I basically wasn't. But I did find spaces where I could go, so places where gay men could convene with slightly larger and hairier bodies, which I also find attractive anyway. But anyway, the Press Eject film talks a lot about this idea of overcoming rejection and disappointment, and saying that you should always practice self-care and remember your own self-worth, and not to obviously it is upsetting, but not to surround yourself with negative energies. Just basically keep positive and keep persevering. So I made these drawings many years ago, and then in 2022 I heard a poet read called Rachel Tansey Chadwick, and I remember the first time I heard her. It was at a night called Paper Tiger Poetry, which I often go to in London, and I was incredibly moved by her poetry, which was really talking about overcoming really difficult personal situations and the ways that she's navigated herself out of those situations. And so I went back over these drawings, and then I wrote the poem that accompanies Press Eject, and to remind myself really that we should always think about our own well-being, and not to get too downhearted when we do get these moments in life which can cause us disappointment or upset. The imagery that you see at the very start of the film, before the drawings, was shot at somewhere called the High Rocks in Royal Tunbridge Wells in Kent in the UK. These huge rocks. They're famous, it's a national monument. And I liked the idea of sort of shooting those rocks because of the line in the poem, caught between a rock and a hard place. So you kind of see climbers over the rocks, but also me and my partner going through the rocks and trying to navigate ourselves around these quite tight and narrow situations with the rocks. I'm really, really happy with the film. It's quite different than I think a lot of people recognise me for, in terms that a lot of my films have a lot of humour um, and a lot of comedy, and are quite explicitly about my own identity and sexuality, but this isn't. But actually, for me, it's incredibly personal, and it does talk about, um, yeah, the ways that I've navigated um, my own disappointments and rejections, and to sort of say, it's kind of going to be okay in the end. Anyway, thank you so much for engaging with the film. I hope everybody really enjoys it. Um, I guess apart from the sort of the themes within the work, the actual way of making the film was quite quick. Um, I went to the High Rocks and did the recording, and then juxtaposed those images over um, over the drawings which I filmed. And I guess a constant within all my films is the usage of text and words, and um, repetition of rhyme, and how the words that are coming through on the screen, um, yeah, reveal something. They reveal the rocks, they reveal um, different layers to the poem, and that is a constant within all of my films. So, although the thematic might be somewhat different, actually, the processes that I used within this film are very similar to my most recent films and what I'm known for. So anyway, thank you again, and yeah, hope you enjoy the film.